Safety is, though, one of the most important deciding factors when people choose a new car. And the unsung heroes of the safety world are, believe it or not, the crash test dummies that sit in for us. And Dr. McGeorge has been looking into the way that they've really changed the way we drive and the way we build cars.
That's absolutely right, Devin. You know, although you don't see them directly here at the auto show, they have a profound impact on every automobile that's showcased here. And there's two local institutions that are leading the field when it comes to creating a smarter dummy.
The official term is anthropomorphic test devices, or ATDs. And it's such a tongue twister to say that dummies just become the common word to say. But it's not derogatory, it's actually quite a compliment, because a dummy is so sophisticated and it has so much capability in electronics and advanced technology that to us it's a compliment to be called a dummy.
Chris O'Connor is the president and CEO of Humanetics, a Plymouth-based company.
Humanetics is the original crash test designer dating back to 1952. We're a small to mid-sized company, and yet we're the leader in the world for this type of technology.
Part of the reason they're ahead is because of a partnership with the International Center of Automotive Medicine, based at the University of Michigan and led by trauma surgeon Dr. Stuart Wang.
It's like CSI. We get a lot of folks together, we look at a lot of data, and we come up with very clear insights into why injuries are occurring.
Years ago, he noticed a change in the pattern of injuries from car accidents. Some of it because of missed design opportunities due to imperfect crash test dummies.
I would jab at the dummy guys and saying, your dummies look nothing like my patients. They look nothing like the population these days anymore. And they've actually been tremendously responsive in hearing that.
When the first crash test dummies were designed in the 70s, engineers could not have predicted changes in the driving population.
It wasn't envisioned that people would be driving at age 70s, 80s, and 90s. And as they are, the anatomical differences of an elderly person vary from a younger person.
Back in the 60s and 70s when they were initially developed, they represented a pretty reasonable portion of the population. But as the population has gotten older, it's gotten fatter, it's gotten more diverse, the crash dummies aren't as representative.
The restraint systems are made for something around a crash test dummy that was of a different size than it is today.
What we've been able to do is to utilize information that is now captured with medical imaging from live subjects, and that is the data that we have been providing to Humanetics to give them better insight into how to design more appropriate dummies that are more representative of the population.
When vehicles are tested for crashworthiness, a standard dummy is used, but that might create false reassurance.
You select a car and you look at it as 5-star crash rated, or you look at the Insurance Institute rating scheme, you assume it's the same for all drivers, but in fact it may not be. It may not be because your body size may react differently to the restraints, to the airbag, to the seat belt, to the seat itself, and as a result of that, it might be less safe for you. Our newest dummy, the elderly dummy and the obese dummies, are intended to reflect that type of person.
So what does a designer of crash test dummies look at when he visits the auto show?
Areas that we look at tend to focus on safety. So which airbags do they have, the number of airbags, type of pretensioner, type of seat, type of structure in the car. I think the variation we need to see over time is a variable restraint system or seats or other things that would vary based on the occupant. So as the occupant gets in the car, if it knows, like we all know in our smartphones and everything else, what your body mass index is and your size and shape, then why not have the vehicle adjust to your body size?
As for Dr. Wang, one newer safety feature that's caught his eye are center airbags.
In side impact crashes, the occupants can come together. So oftentimes we've seen the most severe injuries come not from the striking vehicle, right? They come from the other occupant kind of flying across and hitting, the near side occupant.
Well, you're right. These dummies have gotten really smart.
That's right. And we learn something from them every time. In fact, relative to elderly and obese people, the dummy data shows there's one easily correctable problem, and that's to place the lap portion of your seatbelt in the correct position. It needs to be low over your hips. Be sure not to let it ride up onto your belly, because when that happens, it can't really stop you from flying forward. It has to grab the pelvic bones. And so that's why this kind of data in elderly and obese dummies is really helpful for automobile designers.
Wow. And we tend to put our belt on thinking about comfort, not
Right.
necessarily thinking about functionality.
And it should really be comfort, because that's why you're wearing it. Or it should rather be function, because that's why you're wearing it.
Good stuff. Thanks, Doc.